Business Startup 101. I put home-based and small business in parentheses in front of it. But really it's Business Startup 101. I just want to be inclusive of home-based businesses as well as small businesses and even medium-sized businesses. You might have an idea that to start off as a small business or a home-based business and become a medium-sized business pretty quickly, depending on what sector you're looking to go into and if you have a particular niche that you can parlay into. But let's not really get into that. I have a lot of sisters and brothers who email me with regards to questions on how to start their business properly, get it up and running. I'm just going to put it out there. For an hour consultation, I charge $55 on behalf of the trust. You know what I mean? We request a non-charitable donation of $55 for an hour. So I feel a certain way doing a consultation with people that isn't specifically about structure and what they already have going on, but it's actually about information that I feel maybe isn't readily available in the public, but it's definitely available in the public. So with that being said, that's why we're doing this episode this evening. I've done something similar in the past. It was, 3 steps, start your business tomorrow or something like that. And I don't really remember the format. I'm just kind of going to freestyle this. I got notes. I got a couple publications up in front of me. So I'm just going to go in. Basically, starting your own business is not hard. It's actually not hard at all. It's really, in my opinion, the administration and how one goes about the administration of their business. Now, if you're going from a home-based business, this could be, really administered on a smaller level versus on a larger level. But home-based businesses are valued. I've dealt with clients who have built business credit off of their home-based business. So I don't want to be pejorative or dismissive of home-based business. That's actually, my first business, I started out of my apartment and then grew to, commercial pieces and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go down a list that I know that is pretty much uniform for every state. I like to deal with LLCs, but first and foremost, I do want to say this. SOL offers educational and informational service. SOL is not an attorney. I am not a lawyer. I am not an accountant. I do not represent the United States or any state, entity, or agency, and I do not give legal advice. If you need legal advice, suggest and recommend that you obtain competent counsel with regards to your legal affairs. Now, some of the things that I do talk about do have legal aspects to them, but I do not in no way, shape, or form give legal advice. So, incorporating the business really is very simple. Usually the incorporation documents are 2 pages. They're looking for an organizer, they're looking for a registered agent, and they're looking for some sort of address, a name, and a designation with regards to who is organizing the corporation. Are you a managing member? Are you an owner? Are you just an organizer and that's it? There are times where, as a private individual, I can contract with a person in the public for them to organize a corporation, and then they have nothing else to do with it after it's organized. Can contract with an operations manager or some sort of secretary. They can take those organizational papers and go into the bank and have delegation to open a bank account on behalf of the corporation. The public does recognize privacy. You just got to know how to do it. From my understanding, all secretaries of states recognized privacy. Ultimately, that means, excuse me, I got the hiccups. That means you can walk into the Secretary of State and organize a corporation without producing any type of form of ID. A lot of people don't know that. I know that. I've incorporated a lot of corporations. I've organized a lot of corporations as well. I deal with LLCs. LLCs have the structure and appearance and benefits of the corporation, but are easier managed than a corporation, and they have more flexibility. You can elect to have them taxed as a corporation at the federal level, and that's simply by downloading, filling out, and printing out Form 8832. Selecting your entity to be taxed as a corporation. When you go to the Internal Revenue Service site and you obtain an EIN for a corporation, it tells you that they are considering this a disregarded entity. In order for you to not have it considered a disregarded entity, you must file Form 8832 timely, in a timely manner. In order to have the entity elected to be taxed as a corporation at the federal level. Personally, right now, I am privately consulting a client whom did his business from the LLC. He got it incorporated through LegalZoom. Didn't know the difference between state and federal jurisdictions. He didn't fill out this Form 8832. He filed an 1120. And the Internal Revenue Service sent him basically a letter saying, we don't recognize this entity as being a corporation. We have it as a sole proprietor. I am currently in the process of assisting him for relief, entity classification relief. He administered the entity, did business, he filed his personal tax forms, did everything correct. So it's important, it's very important that we understand these things. So incorporating or organizing an LLC at the state level, unless you're in Illinois, is relatively cheap. I've seen some states where it's $55. I've seen some states where it's $100, $135, or if you $155 if you want it incorporated that day. Georgia is pretty slow with incorporations and amendments, but it does happen. And really the date that it's filed is the effective date once it is put into the system. Chicago, I think it's $600 to organize an LLC. But from what I understand, Illinois is broke and on the verge of bankruptcy. If you listen to the news, that's what's going on. So, each state is different with regards to the fee of incorporation. But as far as I'm concerned, it's relatively inexpensive for what you're going to do. And the incorporation fee is an expense to the business. So it's essentially a write-off. Now, what I did and what I recommend people do, and I'm not giving you any legal advice, but if you're going to start an entity, an LLC, home-based business, you execute a loan contract, that you will be funding or giving a loan to the business that you expect to be paid back with a certain amount of interest. As the business starts making money, as an executive of the business, you would cause that loan be satisfied, that private loan. I say that because repayment of a loan is non-taxable. And it's a good way to, get your business started, get your cash back that you put into the business, and, get the mind state straight. So articles of organization or articles of incorporation, depending on your state, you start your LLC. Now, an LLC can be a home-based business. It can be a small business. The main difference between home-based and small business is a commercial or residential address. If the business has a residential address for its headquarters, that's a home-based business. If it has a commercial address, it's a small business. Home-based businesses are businesses. They can be elected to be taxed as a corporation. And, I definitely recommend that. When it comes to the business itself, it should rent a specific square footage from, the homeowner or the home renter. That should be evidenced in a contract or lease or sublease. And that way the home-based business can be responsible for a portion of the rent, a portion of the power. If the employee of the home-based business requires use of the facilities, the bathroom, the kitchen area, that can be included in the square footage. It can also be included in the fringe benefits, which is what I'm going to get into in a second. And you can start transferring personal liabilities onto your home-based business or your small business. Obtaining a federal EIN is quite simple. Simply go on the Internal Revenue Service website, which is irs.gov, and click on Apply for an EIN. You have to do it during business hours. You can do it with an existing business or trust, or with an individual input in the Social Security number. If you would like to have a private consultation on anything that you have caught thus far, email me at admin@welcometothefoundation.com. And I would be more than happy to build with you in the project. But you obtain the federal EIN. You can obtain it online and save it in a PDF, save it to your hard drive, and print it out right there. Now, you got your articles of organization and you have your EIN printed out. Now you can go to any bank, commercial or otherwise, and open up a bank account in the name of the business. This is important. The bank account shows that the business is not you and you are not the business. There's no commingling. There's no self-dealing. If you draw a salary, you write yourself a check. You don't spend money out of the business account for personal use. This substantiates the business as a complete and separate person to be taxed individually and independently of yourself, or the straw man or the all capital. I don't know. Whatever your flavor is for the day. This is very important because any evidence of commingling or self-dealing is going to negate the classification of the 8832 and the profits of the corporation, home-based business, small business, otherwise, will be taxed to the individual. And usually that individual is the person who's commingling and self-dealing. It's not always the owner. I've read case law where it's the operations manager. I've read case law where it's the secretary. I've read case law to where it's other individuals, where, it's evidence of commingling. Maybe it said in their contract that they could do these things. But when it came to the Internal Revenue Service, they, along with the state, regulate these entities. And if they say what can and cannot happen, they define what are allowable business expenses and what are not. And if there is a charge of embezzlement, which usually doesn't happen with those who have control of a company, but it does happen. I've seen it. I've read case law with regards to embezzlement. If it doesn't fall under embezzlement, it falls under self-dealing, which tax the entity to the individual. I've seen secretaries lose everything because it was just large. It doesn't happen too much because, like I said, most entities would rather, charge the individual with embezzlement. But it does definitely happen. That's why Internal Revenue Service Publication 535, that's the publication on business expenses, allowable business expenses, 535, publication, 535, 535. I just want you to remember it. This is the publication for allowable business expenses. They update it every year. So whatever year you're filing for, that's the year of the publication you will use, but it designates what are allowable expenses for corporations, for corporate entities. Rent expenses, interest, taxes, insurance, costs you can deduct or capitalize, amortization, depletion, business bad debts, future developments, employees' pay, so on and so forth. These are all allowable expenses. Also, fringe benefits falls under allowable expenses for use in preparing returns for business. Publication 535. You follow me? This is what attorneys use, CPAs use. And if it doesn't fall under this, they'll tell you the painful truth, and that is all this is going to be taxed to you individually. Now, fringe benefits, these are benefits. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to paraphrase. I'm going to tell you what the Internal Revenue Service definition of fringe benefit is. A fringe benefit is a form of pay for the performance of services. Okay? It's a form of pay for performance of services. Now, there are fringe benefit exclusions and fringe benefit exclusion rules. And this is in publication 15B with regards to fringe benefit. It goes over fringe benefits, what they are, and then it goes over the exclusion of fringe benefits. This section, I'm in 15B, I'm reading from the publication. This section discusses the exclusion rules that apply to fringe benefits. These rules exclude all or part of the value of certain benefits from the recipient's pay. This section discussing the exclusion rules for the following fringe benefits: accident and health benefits, accidental death insurance, health insurance, HSA accounts, achievement awards, adoption assistance, athletic facilities when on premises, so it's got to be inside the business, dependent care assistance, child care assistance, daycare assistance. It's a fringe benefit. It's excluded from your taxable income. Employee discounts on certain services or goods that the business provides. Employee stock options, employer provided cell phones, group term life insurance, health savings accounts, I said that earlier, lodging on your business premises, meals, moving expense reimbursements, retirement planning services, tuition reduction, working condition benefits, and transportation benefits. Company car. Just right here. I don't care what you're doing. I know you need health benefits. I know you need child care assistance, or someone needs it. I know you need a cell phone. I know you need transportation benefits. And I'm sure you need retirement planning services. You might even need moving expense reimbursements. We all need meals. And educational assistance. These are things that we can take advantage of that are excluded from our taxable income when we organize an LLC on the state level and properly classify it to be taxed as a corporation on the federal level. So all these benefits. Now, you got a home-based business. I'm about to step on some toes. You got a home-based business. Right? You got used to the facilities. There's a toilet paper in there. Do you use the toilet paper when you're working? Of course you do. Do you use the soap? Of course you do when you're working, because you wash your hands after you use the bathroom before you go back to work at your home-based business. Sometimes you take a lunch break at your home-based business. Of course you do. Do you have to use the kitchen? Do you wash the dishes? Is there employees must wash their hands and dishes? Do you wash the dishes? Sounds like dish soap, dish rags. You ever track in mud into your home-based business? Do you ever have to clean it up with a mop or a broom, dustpan? You follow where I'm going? You use the stove. How about the stove? How about the easy-off stove cleaner? Trash bags. You use trash in the home-based business? Trash bags. All of these are business expenses. Allowable business expenses is what I'm saying. Now, if you connect Publication 535, Publication 15B, and business credit, you're killing the game. We all have cell phones. Well, Publication 15B says allowable exclusion rules for employer-provided cell phones. Get this, and I've said this before. Every time a business pays a cell phone bill, T-Mobile, AT&T, doesn't matter, it reports its positive credit history on the business credit profile. There's Equifax business, TransUnion business, and Experian business. It was also done in Bradstreet. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion business, these are all mostly for revolving accounts. These accounts where there's a balance that's carried from month to month and you make minimum payments. Dun & Bradstreet deals with net accounts more often than not. These are accounts where the entire balance is due within a certain period of time, a net time. Net 15 is doing 15 days, net 20 days, net 30 days, net 45, and net 50 and 55. Net 55 you're going to get into in Tier 2 business credit. But you understand that there's a company called Uline that deals in janitorial supplies, and everything that you use with regards to cleaning, maintaining your home is available through a business account and is an allowable expense on the business as long as you can substantiate that the facilities are needed and are available and are responsibility or partial responsibility to the business. You will definitely survive an audit if an audit does come. Mind you, and I'm going to digress real quick, but I'm going to go back to personal expenses. No, I'm going to stick on personal expenses. No, I'm going to digress. I'm sorry. Low-hanging fruit. I've dealt with Internal Revenue Service agents. I've dealt with ex-agents. Shout out to Sherry Peel Jackson. She's a really good and beautiful, spirited sister. When it comes to the Internal Revenue Service and when it comes to audits, they don't really mess with large corporations and such. They look at what's known as low-hanging fruit. And these are small to medium-sized businesses and home-based businesses run by individuals and family members who are spending most of their time running the business and don't necessarily have time to administer the business properly. It's what the Internal Revenue Service and agents call low-hanging fruit. That's us, just so you know. It's talking about us, all of us. We're considered low-hanging fruit. So substantiation is key. So I dropped a jewel when I said square footage in a home-based business. So the office that you use, or the square foot in the room that's your office that you use, and square footage of the bathroom or a portion of the bathroom, a portion of the kitchen. All of these rooms, portions of them can be leased to your home-based business. You evidence a lease in a contract. The contract goes into the corporate documents folder. You keep it. Allowable business expense. Rent is under the business expense. I hope I'm hitting home with this stuff. So you got meals, you got brooms, dustpans, dish soap, sponges, scrubbers, vacuums, face towels, buckets. All of these things that we already, toilet paper is a big one, y'all. Toilet paper. Uline, for like $40, they send you a box of toilet paper. A box. It's huge. Huge. It's the better way to do business. These are all personal expenses that you can place onto the business. It's allowable. The Internal Revenue Service says you can do it. And just stay within the publications, and we going to be all right. Cell phones, some meals, commuter benefits, bus passes, a monthly bus pass or train pass or whatever, that's a business expense. And corporations can elect to offer these to their employees. Most of them do not, because they'd rather take the money that they would expend for that and keep it as profit for the corporation and pass it to the shareholders. But as a managing member of your corporation, maybe you haven't decided that. And that's not what's important to you. Corporate vehicles. This is really my claim to fame. I got into titling vehicles in the corporate name years ago. Really had to do with parking tickets. And I filed my taxes and knew how much I was going to get. Before I got it was spent, but then I never got it. So, I ended up titling vehicles in corporate names. And I'll never forget when I got a letter in the name of the company, LLC, that the state or the DMV or whatever, they were threatening to arrest, put a warrant out for the company's arrest, suspend the driver's license for the corporation, and then there was something else. There was three threats in this letter that was addressed to a corporation. And it was really an eye-opener for me on multiple levels, multiple levels. But those parking tickets did not attach to me personally. They attached to the corporation. If the corporation was unable to pay it, well, hey, it's too bad. I've never really seen a city official or a state official sue a corporation that doesn't have any assets. Through discovery, especially for divorce lawyers, they'll take on your case. Most of the time, if they see that there's, tangible assets that they can attach and, charge fees for us and so on and so forth. But you're coming out of pocket on the front end if there's no tangible assets. Toilet paper is a big one. You want to build business credit by buying toilet paper. I know it's crazy. I know it took me a while to get used to it. Please understand me. But you build business credit by furnishing your family with toilet paper. You're going to build business credit by furnishing your family with dish soap. You're going to build business credit by furnishing your family with new brooms that ain't all frayed at the bottom, and they catch all the lint on the broom, and you got to put your hand there and pull the lint off the broom and all that nasty stuff because the broom is old. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't play with me. And the mop where it's either a sponge mop and the sponge is broken and cracked and all that stuff. Well, we're going to be buying that stuff with the business. Building business credit comes in the name of the business. Business pays for it. The main thing about this is, biggest thing for me, y'all, businesses pay their expenses first, and whatever's left over is up for taxation if they do not elect to pass the taxable income onto the shareholders. If you own stock in Apple, Target, 3M, Honeywell, Google, you own stock in anything, any dividends that you receive with regards to the shares of that stock is the taxable income of that corporation. They paid all their expenses, all their bonuses. They bought new stuff, made a new campus, and after they could spend all the money, the rest of it they offered up to the shareholders. So, businesses pay their expenses first. Anything that's left over is up for taxation. So let's just start generating money on our business. Home-based business, small business, it does not matter. We organize it at the state level. Get the EIN. If you want to get it privately, hit me up, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. I do private trustee training, and you will be off to the races. And the way I educate, and I just want to say this real quick, the way I educate is so that when we're finished, you won't need me ever again. You won't need to come back and be like, hey, Sot, I need you to do this, and I'm going to charge you another few federal. Nah, no, I'm not going to charge you anything else. The way I structured, my curriculum was that I'm educating, future trustees of their private estate. And, I'm not always going to be around. And those trustees of their private estate are going to have to teach the successor trustees of that private estate, and so on and so forth. So if you got to keep coming back to me, coming back to high frequency, coming back to the foundation for everything, I'm not doing my job. I create independent trustees that can go on and do their dance. They don't even need me. I've had trustees disappear. I ain't heard from them. I try to email them what's up. They don't even hit me up. They got what they wanted and they're out. And that's cool. I feel good about that. I don't want you around if you don't want to be around. I want you to have to hit me up if you don't want to hit me up. I'd rather you build with me, offer a service. Period. But yeah, taxable income is passed to the shareholders. If you have a trust, usually the trust is a shareholder. To avoid the self-employment tax, you got to stay as an individual at 2% owner or shareholder. An owner of a corporation just says that you're a 2% shareholder. And I want to make that clear. If you're saying that you own a corporation, what you're really saying is you own all the shares or the majority of the shares in the corporation. Period. And if anybody got anything else to say and tell me and wants to say that what I just said was incorrect, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. If you're on the line right now, press 1. I'll pull you in. I'm not a hater. But if you're saying that you own a corporation, what you're really saying is you're a majority or major or complete owner of shares of that corporation. And they're expecting that to exist in the bylaws. By the way, corporate bylaws are part of the organization documents. Corporate bylaws do not need to be registered at the state level, but they do need to be available upon request for anyone with delegation of authority to do so. So corporate bylaws are important. Operating agreements important. Just because the Secretary of State doesn't need it, doesn't mean it's not needed for the entity. You understand what I'm saying? So easiest way, and I'm going to step on toes. I'm not even step on my own toes, but the easiest way to do that, just Google, put your state in, and then put corporate bylaws template. And just look at 3 different templates or find, the corporate bylaws that have been made public by another corporation in your state or something, and compare and contrast and create your own corporate bylaws. Or you can pay an attorney, $75 an hour to create yours, and they're really just going to hand it off to a paralegal to do it from a template. They're going to take $75. They're going to pay the paralegal like $15 an hour, and they're going to keep the $60 and pocket it and convey it. So, you want to say that, the 2% shareholder range simply because, you avoid self-employment tax, and that way you're allowed to take advantage of fringe benefits. If you're a majority shareholder, you don't get fringe benefits. So maybe you're like, so what if I don't have a trust to make the shareholder? That's specific and individual. You can still be a 2% shareholder and name the shares in another name. Specifically, if the business has expensed all its income, there's no income to pass to the shareholders. So you have time to get your affairs in order. But that's paramount. Articles of organization, operating agreement, and corporate bylaws. Your employment contract is paramount as well. Are you the CEO? Are you the CFO? Are you the operations manager? I'm going to tell you this. When I administer entities, I'm never the owner. I'm never the CEO. I'm just a dude who's trying to get a job done that I was told to do. My boss told me to do this. I got to do this. Please don't get me fired. When I took the job, I kind of, embellished a little bit. Some of this stuff I don't know, but, could you help me out, please? Because, this is what I need to get done. I'm never the owner. Never. Because, I've noticed that, employees like to give owners a hard time when they can. And with ownership comes liability. We own nothing, control everything over here. That's pretty much what I have for the show, y'all. I don't know. I'll open up the phone lines. Press 1 if you got any questions or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can try to stay on topic. I guess you don't have to stay on topic, but I've done this. I don't teach anything I've never done specifically, and I feel like that's what, you know, sets me apart from a lot of cats out here that are outside of high frequency. And let me make that clear. I walk the talk. I don't just talk the talk. I walk the talk. People say walk the walk and talk the talk. I don't like talking the talk. I walk the talk. So you talking about trust? Got it. Foundations? Got it. You talking about corporate entities? Got it. Corporate filings? Got it. Fringe benefits? Got it. Corporate business credit? Got it. Property ownership? Got it. Gold, silver? Got it. Everything I touch on is what I'm doing. There's nothing I'm gonna tell you to do that I'm not doing. When it comes to Upland Credit, because I love my boy Teron L, because I understand what he's doing. You know what I mean? And he's a younger brother trying to do good. You know, so shout out to Upland Credit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm signed up with Upland Credit, with the social, going through, you know, the motions. I get the charge off the trust account every month. It's $99 a month. I'm doing the Upland Credit. I ain't bringing it on here and not do it. So I just want to make that clear, you know. It's all about a process. Most of us are in a specific position. And I want to be here for my people to help you get from that position to the one you want to get to. I know a lot of us are working W-2 jobs. So, you know, I definitely recommend getting into your private education, getting your family estate established, so you can take advantage of the benefit of the gift exclusion from your annual taxable income. That's $14,000 per person. A trust is a legal person. Contract trust is a legal person. It lowers your taxable income, gets you out of a bracket. If you got a family trust, a business trust, and an asset protection trust, that's 3 persons. You being the fourth, and not that you can give stuff to yourself, but I mean, 28, 38, 42, that's $42,000. So I don't know what you're making. You probably ain't making, you know, $100,000 or something listening to this, you know, to this episode, or maybe any of them. But, you know, understand that when you gift the trust money, it lowers your taxable income by how much you gift. So that money will not be taxed, and you still have control of it. That's one way. Starting your own business and taking care of fringe benefits, in my opinion, is the first thing, like one of the first steps to, you know, getting free. People want to get their trust up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so how are you funding the trust? Well, now you got to stay at your job. Maybe you don't like your job. Oh, I'm going to get an insurance policy. How's the insurance policy paying the premiums? You know, we got to get businesses going. And we all are creators, and we all have something that we're good at, and we all have something of value that you can offer to someone else that will be valued. And we just need to get there. With that being said, I'm going to open the phone lines. The calling number is 563-999-3625. We got about a half hour left in the broadcast. I want to thank you for checking it out. I hope you got something from it. And with that being said, I'm going to pull in the first caller. First caller, what's the deal? What's the deal? Is that elevator music?
Hello?
Brother Daryl.
Oh, yeah. What's the deal? How you doing, Joel?
Yo, how you got elevator music on the show, man? What was that?
Give me a second. Hello? Yeah.
I see you.
Let me switch. No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
How you doing, brother?
How's it? I'm all right. How you doing?
Man, everything's perfect over here.
Shit. That's good. Okay. I'm coming in clear?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay, that's good. I'm over here listening to the show. Wow. You know, that's good. But one thing I want to say, thanks for picking up the torch. Thanks for passing the torch. because and and thanks for not forgetting where you come from, because you got a lot of people, they learn a little something, they don't get back, So whatever you learn, you pass it on to people who don't know. You picked it up from people who know, and you passed it on. And another thing, like them people, like you hit up, and they don't respond back. You hit them up with their email. Only thing I say to them, people, be humble. Because without you teaching them this stuff, they would never know. They'll still be playing catch up. And they pick them up, and it's good because one thing, it's I feel like this. Somebody teach you something, let them know that you're right. I know you're happy that they grew. Well, they need to reach back and let you know, like, hey, I'm all right, so L. Just don't respond. You know what I'm saying? That's where you got some people. I go through the same thing. I call, and then sooner or later I just leave it alone. But they gotta let you know you're important. They gotta let you know, like, I feel like people need to let people know they work. Don't wait till they pass away and stuff like that. But another thing too, sometimes like when it comes to business, people, how can I say this? When it comes to business, some people just get lazy. They don't want to do anything. Is there any way to break out that mold? Like, people don't care anymore. Is it like something in a diet or something like that? A business diet.
I just feel like, I thought about that a lot. I deal with a lot of people, and I thought about that a lot. And I think, I think it boils down to taking care of yourself and knowing your worth, but little milestones and celebrations and small successes that lead up to larger ones. So I feel like a lot of us, we don't have really too many real achievements in our life that we're really proud of. Like, yeah, I did that. Maybe our children, maybe you got a good job, but we understand what that means. I mean, what did you do? And how do you feel about what you do independent of anything else? And I think that's what, we need to start focusing on and being open to is our personal successes. And I feel like if you can tie your personal successes into, getting your articles of organization, okay, now that's a success, that's a milestone, celebrate a little bit. You deserve it. And then you get the EIN, celebrate a little more. I don't know, high five. Some people go out for drinks. I don't know. But whatever it is for you. And then, once you establish your business profile, once you get the bank account, just celebrate all of these milestones that you've never been to before and acknowledge what you're doing. You're doing something different. You're doing something that no one else taught you. You're doing something that no one is telling you to do. You're not getting paid for it. It's not a requirement to get an A or a B. It's something that you feel that is going to benefit yourself and your family, and it's respectable, and it's something to be celebrated. And build on those respectable acts and those successful milestones on your process of taking over, more control of your energy, because that's what it is. We have an infinite amount of energy, but a finite amount of time to use it. And every day, as we're converting energy into Federal Reserve notes or whatever, you know what I mean? It's not energy lost, but are we getting equal exchange and value for the energy that we're, providing for consideration? And I think that's really what it's about. We need to maybe start understanding that, I'm an individual, I'm one person, but I'm very important and I'm special. And, I deserve to get what my energy is worth. And then, it's just more of a mind state, celebrating small successes, knowing that you're worth something and working toward being worth more. Because, if you're employed, if someone's paying you something every 2 weeks, you're worth something to someone else. So you should definitely be worth more than that to yourself. in my opinion.
Right.
But overall, I think it's the small celebrations of milestones, man. It's like it's a long journey. And, you know, we're used to school. We get an A, we get a report card. Maybe we get a raise at work, whereas no one's going to celebrate our successes. We're going to have to celebrate them ourselves. People will celebrate our achievements because they see them, and they'll celebrate our wealth for sure. Big up, man, you got money. And they'll celebrate your cars and your house. You got a nice house, so on and so forth. But not too many people are going to walk up to you and say, man, hey, good job on getting your business credit profile established, man, because now you're in a position to really make some moves. Most people aren't doing that. So I understand that it's lonely. It's a lonely process. I understand the motivation can sometimes be lacking. But I think celebrating small milestones and successes is paramount when it comes to investing in your private education and establishing your private estate. Paramount.
Yeah, because see what happened, you didn't forget where you come from, but you got a lot of people out there, they sacrifice their family and their friends, and you know, some of the things can never come back once they make those sacrifices, you know, and it's sad that, you know, people got their priorities mixed up and they sacrifice the important things, you know, that you know, you always get a job, you know, and some people sacrifice their friends, their family over a job, you know. And the job, once you, like, you know, the job is over, your friends and your family is always going to be there. But sometimes they're not because you sacrifice them for that job, you know. And it's a sad thing. And a lot of people make a lot of, you know, bad sacrifices, you know. Yeah. But so it's always a pleasure talking to you. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And I was telling one lady today, I said, yo, protect your men, because you know, when you look at a lot of people with mental illness, you know, walking around talking to themselves. In New York, I see it's a majority of men. You see very few women walking around. They messed up in the head. You know, it's the men walking around all bummy on the street, you know, or smelling, and it's the men. And, you know, and a lot of things messed them up, you know, and it's a sad situation, but it got to get better, you know. But so I'm going to let you take the next caller. I'm going to continue listening. All right.
Appreciate you, Brother Darrell, man. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome, Soel.
Love, family.
All right. Love here, too.
That's the deal. If y'all didn't know the deal, that's Darrell from Brownsville. OG Foundation, like, supporter, listener, all that. Since day one. Appreciate that, brother. Next caller, 925-4513. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hi, man. My name is Brian. Hello?
You said your name is Brian? Brother, I can hear you. You on there?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my name is Brian. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, Brother
Can
Brian.
You
How
hear
you doing?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, Brother Brian.
How you doing, man? My name is... All right. Just trying to make sure. Yeah, my name is, like I said, Brian. I'm in the Bay Area. And I'm kind of like, you could say, one of the guys that you've been talking about trying to get brand new into this whole thing, because I found out by, on an accident, I found out about the high frequency radio, you know, because it was people that was, I guess, things work out that way. I was looking about credit already, and it took me to one of his little things on YouTube, and then I looked at something else as far as trying to learn about how this structure that we live in, these laws, were really what they kind of are, just rules that we got to learn how to play. So anyway, I'm trying to basically, I kind of went through the process in California trying to start a business. I got all, well, see, like I said, I guess I need to either listen to your, you know, either look at the PDFs, or I don't know if you got videos or something, because I got the stuff, but I really don't know what to do, because what I'm trying to get into is I talk to these people that are trying to show me how to basically get into the business of wholesaling houses. I haven't got a chance to make any profit yet in it, but I got everything. I guess I went through the whole process. Said you need to get this whole, LLC and all that stuff. So I paid for all that. But like I said, I don't understand like none of the benefits and and I'm listening to you talking about it and I'm like, dang, okay, I don't, I didn't know you can, consider your house part of, or certain parts of your house, if you're using it, you can, you're gonna write it off, So, that's where I'm at right now. So, I'm trying to just figure out where, I ain't got that much money, but whatever it takes, I figure, shoot, I got to do what I need to do. So, you got something I can.
You paid.
What I paid for?
You paid for the corporation to like incorporate or organize an LLC.
Yeah,
that's what you paid for.
Yeah, so I did an LLC with this. It's Swift filing, and so I got I got the
EIN
they
sent you all the documents.
Number.
They sent you all that stuff. Okay, so what you probably need to do next is go on. You can just go on a search engine like Google. And you need IRS Form 8832.
IRS
this
form
is the form that will 32.
882.
Yep, this is the form. So, because what it is California recognizes your LLC as a corporation on the state level, but you have federal jurisdiction as well. And this is where a lot of people get in trouble. So this form will classify your entity taxable as a corporation on the federal level as well. So that's probably your next step.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even know that because I'm just, I just set this up probably like I said about a month ago. So.
Oh, well, you're good.
Or not? It's like
good.
It's been 2 months. So I say it's been 2 months or something because I finally got my EIN number. So like I said, I hadn't even got a chance to, I've been trying to figure out how to get the do as far as the real estate thing first, but I guess I need to do all this. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to, if you got, I'm just trying to start somewhere. So if you got like a class or something or whatever, I mean, like I said, I'd rather use my credit and pay it off later than sitting here worrying about the money I don't have.
Got it. Well, I mean, you can definitely email me. It's admin. Short for administrator, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. And,
okay. Yeah, because I was like...
We can get down in the private and get more specific.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say it again?
Yeah, because you were talking about teaching people... You was talking about teaching people how to, learn from you and then be able to teach others. So I'm trying to learn that. So.
Yeah, each one teach one. That's how I do it. So someone taught me. I taught myself a lot. And then... there was individuals who reached out because they saw that I was, working so hard and, put me on and stuff. And I've been mentored and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, each one teach one up. So that's what it's all about here.
Yeah, that's why I'm at. I've been looking at the classes that you have been showing, and I've been trying to get the documents and just been trying to, trying to read them, trying to understand. I mean, I know I ain't gonna get all this in 1 year. It's not like I'm gonna be learning this stuff for the rest of my life, so that's cool. But I'm just trying to start somewhere. So
I got you, man, and I applaud you and congratulations, for starting a business. I mean, it's a big step.
I guess I haven't done nothing yet.
Well, I mean, you got a business, you have an EIN. I mean, you can go open a bank account. You're in business, man.
Yeah, I'm learning.
That's what I'm saying. These small milestones and little successes need to be celebrated, man. You got articles of organization, you got an EIN, man. That's a big deal. That's super dope. Congratulations. There's a lot of people that don't do that and don't even get that far. And then, you're continuing to invest in your private education. You call into the show, you're asking questions, you're being due diligent, man. That should be celebrated, man. That's really respectable. And
like I said,
we don't have to do anything.
Appreciate what y'all be doing. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
brother.
I don't want to cut you off. No,
I was just saying we don't have to do anything. Go ahead, brother.
I'm sorry, man.
I apologize.
No. Go ahead. Yeah. No, although I was saying I appreciate what y'all doing because that's the way I feel. I really wish that, us as black people realize that this system isn't for us. So because to be honest, I just found out, not for me. I mean, I've still got this job I'm working, but the location that I'm working at, because I do security, the dude told me, he's like, hey, I like you. I'm gonna tell you, your company and us haven't came to agreement, so y'all probably gonna be trying to, we're gonna not be having you guys work here in 30 days. So he said, I'm letting you know. I don't know what your company gonna do, but you need to, I'm just letting you know in advance. And I appreciate him telling me that, because now I'm just like, I'm giving myself 30 days to get a, hopefully flip one of these houses or do one of this house stuff, and then go from there. Or I'm gonna just be working at this place and they're gonna put me somewhere else. So, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going with the motions and trying to roll with it. Most people get depressed. I'm like, the point of getting depressed is you got to make a move. So,
and I feel like it's very honorable that you are trying to get ahead of the ball. A lot of people wait till the last minute and then complain. So what you're doing is respectable and honorable. Man. Let me tell you that. No one else tell you that. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you was talking.
Absolutely.
You was telling me to go because I see your website now. So how do I contact you on here?
I think there's a contact button, a message button. But
okay,
that's going to go to the email.
I just logged into it.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay. You're on welcome to the foundation.com?
Yeah, I just went to your website, so that's why I might as well do this.
Yeah, perfect.
And
send me an email or
you
email me. Yeah, you can email me straight up, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. Or you can use that.
Okay, I'll do that. All
right, Brother Brian. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks for checking out the show. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving forward.
Look, I'm going to try to listen. I'm going to keep on trying to learn as much as I can from y'all guys and try to call in. Thank you.
Definitely. And then hit me up, man. Peace to you, man. Have a great evening.
Yeah.
I think I know who this is. Sister Yvette. I feel like one of these times I'm going to get it wrong and call someone the wrong name. Sister. It's got to be Sister Yvette.
Brother Sot.
347. Yes, this is me. How you doing?
What's the deal? This is Darryl from Brownsville, Sister Yvette Gardner. How you feeling, sir? Peace to the community.
Peace to you, sister. How you doing? I'm doing very well. Thank you.
I was so glad you came up with Starting the Business 101. Me and my brother have been going back and forth about setting up this business, and it was so ironic that you called one of the organizations I started setting up my information on the computer. And I am so glad that you classified that we have to properly classify a corporation on a federal level, because that same corporation had me do the LLC for New York City, and it took me straight through and wanted to charge me almost $1,300. So now that I see, now that I see that, when I get off this community line, I'm going to hit you up. I would rather make a donation to your charity and to your foundation. And I don't care what it's going to cost me, because at least it's going to get done the first time. Right. Correctly and without problems. Because we don't need problems, especially if we're trying to help the community. So that's not going to work. And then the second thing that I realized, that the next organization wanted to charge me almost $9,000 and charge me for every single thing that you was talking about, with the different classifications, the different licenses, the different certificates, the bylaws and everything. I mean, they was charging me any place from $75 for the EIN number, up to $750 to classify me as a minority-owned business, and $400 for each area that I wanted to go under for a small business. That's why I keep saying every week, the community is sitting there and they're griping about your small fees. They don't have a clue what's out there. Upland Credit is the best deal you can find right now. You got some of these brothers out here charging any place from $900 to almost $6,000 to clear your credit. I've had several companies hit me up, and they want $3,500 to clear out my credit. Are you all crazy or what? If they do corporate credit, if they do business credit, they want 10 to 12% off everything that they get borrowed for you. All the business loans, all the business credits and everything. It's just crazy. And the thing about it is, it's not even a private entity. These are public companies, but they're hiding their money privately. But they're living off of us. So my thing is, you keep doing what you got to do. I'm going to set up my consultation. It's going to be the two of us, because you know me and my brother, and we going to do what we do. And you let me know what's what. But you continue doing what you got to do, because people don't have a clue. If they think these jobs going to be out here for them forever, you look every day, more and more corporations are closing and becoming computerized. More booths are closing down. They're becoming computerized. America is going to wake up, and over 60% of us is really going to be jobless within the next 2 to 3 years. So if folks ain't got a clue, when it's time to run to the floodgates, as I call this right now, the floodgates going to be closed. So you continue doing what you're doing, because you're doing a good work. And you know the community needs to understand. They need to put their money together, and they need to work on their personal credit, because that plays a big part in everything else they need, whether they're trying to purchase the property, whether they're trying to lease the property, whether they're trying to get the commercial front, whether they're trying to get the business credit or whatever. Their personal credit is the underlying factor to everything. So, Brother Sot,
exactly.
Peace to you and your family. You just made my night with this topic. And this was definitely needed, especially when you call that legal Zoom. Oh, my gosh. So I'm going to definitely hit you up on the admin and set up my consultation. You be blessed and continue to do the good work.
Thank you. Peace to you. Honor, respect. Thank you, Sister Yvette. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great evening and have a wonderful week.
You too. You too. Thank you so much. Peace to you in the community.
Peace and blessings. We got about 5 minutes left on the stream. I know there's more callers. I apologize, y'all. I love y'all. I got to go. I do want to say this. You know, the sister's right. They be charging us left and right. Y'all know it. I'm telling the truth. You go down to the corner store, who's behind the counter? Not one of us. You go to the nail shop, who's doing your nails? Not one of us. We are responsible as a people for over, I don't know, it's over $1 trillion per year that leave our community and go into commerce. In my home state, I think it was 2012, I went to a Black Dollar Summit in my home state. In my home state, which really don't have too many, you know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, except for in the major cities, $2 billion per year. It's our money. Our dollars leave our community within 15 minutes, and they do not circulate. I want to see more black-owned businesses, autonomous-owned businesses, Moor-owned businesses, African-owned. I don't really care the adjectives, how your description, y'all know what I'm talking about. Melanated individuals who look like me, my grandmama, and my uncle, and my sister. doing business so that I can frequent their businesses and spend my money with them. This is, one of my causes. It's important to me, and I want to see your business succeed. I want you to hit me up. I want you to email me like, yo, so the business is popping. I want to see it. What do you got? You got some, I got a beard. You got some beard oil? I'll buy it. You got towels? I'll buy it. Anything that I can use, I would love to buy it from you. From you. I'm not playing. From you. Seriously. So I really do have a vested interest in you getting up on your feet because I would like to purchase your product. I'm tired of purchasing from people that ain't my people. These people come to us and come in our neighborhoods and they get rich and live in the burbs, but they be in our neighborhoods, like Brother Taj says, with a thick piece of plexiglass from the hardware store getting our money out of our neighborhood, selling us crap and junk, stuff we don't need. I'd rather buy crap and junk stuff I don't need from my people than, someone else's people. I'm not a racist. At least I don't think I am. And I don't think, being pro my people is anti anyone else. And it's, it's always when we get to talking about us, they want to get to talking about everybody. This all lives matter stuff. And I don't even get into the Black Lives Matter because, black means dead in legal terminology. But still, that was our movement until George Soros started pumping money into it. But still, because of what's going on. By the way, real quick, let me digress. That police officer up in Minnesota that shot the European, Australian woman, the United States citizen, he about to go on trial. Me personally, I want him to get off. And I'm going to tell you why. Because then it's not a black and white issue or a so-called black and white issue. It's a people versus the police issue. That's what it is. And that's where it should be because there's a problem with police. It's overtly disproportionate to our people, of course. I'm never going to say anything beyond that. But I've seen everybody get it. You know what I mean? And the police are getting out of control. They're being weaponized and militarized. Excess military equipment goes to these police stations and so on and so forth. And they're too hyped. But more than likely, he's going to be convicted because he's from Somalian descent. And they're already, patting the bed for him to get popped off. Ultimately, I just want to see my people prosper. I'm tired of seeing the BS. And I want to do business with my people. It seems anytime I gained some sort of level of success, I was not with my people. So that's why I do my dance. We got 30 seconds left in the stream. In the broadcast. If it kills the show, I apologize. But I definitely want to say this. I love y'all. That's why I do the show every single week. I missed a couple weeks. That's in the past. Don't bring it up. But I do the show every week. I stress about the show, because I'm really busy. But I do know that this is absolutely necessary, required, and it's a part of me. And it's me giving back. I know I did not forget where I came from. And I will never forget where I came from. Maybe it's because I'm a creature of habit. And where I came from is more comfortable for me. So what? That doesn't mean I'm not a chameleon. I can't mix and mingle in any circle. And that's what we need to be. Chameleons. Mix and mingle. Quit being typecasts. Quit, falling into the behavior of a specific, defined type of individual. And yes, let's start some businesses, y'all. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. Y'all can hit me up, email me. I love it. I love the feedback. I love everything. And I wouldn't give it up for anything else. Welcometothefoundation.com. Sign up for the email list. Find the different social media pages for the foundation. And this is so you can share it with your people. Otherwise, I would just do a show and have an email. I wouldn't care. But the website And the social media pages is so that you can share content with your people that maybe ain't trying to hear what you're saying, but they'll listen to it if it comes from a source and it looks like pleasing to the eye and it's put together. I got your back. But start your business. It's not hard. And I'm here. I got your back. HighFrequencyRadioNetwork.com. Go to the PDF section. And I say it every single time because that's how I got here. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your week. It's almost over. Hit me up if you want to establish your private estate. Take advantage of that gift exclusion and get it popping. It's August, y'all. We got to get ready. It's about to be 2018. Who knows? And they're calling for a recession. Let's get it together and let's link up and let's sync up. Peace. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Appreciate yourself so you can love, respect, and appreciate others. Peace to the gods.
Doing this thing all the way live. High frequency.